Welcome to another Field of Glory 2 Digital League Season 9 battle. This is Early Middle Ages Division A. In this match, I have the Byzantines with Arab allies versus Panther Boys, Indian Hindu North. I'll have to ask him if this is an army that he picked up because I was using them in the Little Wars tourney, or if he just independently saw that they seemed good and picked them up. I did enjoy using them in Little Wars, but I shied away from listing them as a choice for the league because they were kind of squishy, glass cannon, very effective unless you screw up, and I don't really trust myself not to screw up. So, it could be a good choice for fighting my Byzantines. The elephants are a good counter for my lancers. It has lots of cheap lancers itself, and well, otherwise its infantry is very cheap and flexible. So we're going to have to avoid using lots of lancers and get anything we can that can shoot, for one thing. And our scutatoi and archers are actually surprisingly effective for that, but they're also spendy. Okay. Want to fill this forest with medium and light foot to just control the battlefield as well. So Bedouin foot, sure. Dailami foot, yep. Veteran Dailami foot, yes please. Light javelin men, yes. Okay. Next up, what else do we have that can shoot? We have masked Muslim archers. Yep, and they can traverse the rough ground too, so that'll be useful. Raw scutatoi and archers. Not thrilled about using them. They're gonna get disrupted and screw up my line, but they can shoot, so hello. One in reserve. Great. What else can shoot? Slingers. Well, want to decide. I don't think I really want to venture out here if I need to, but I suppose otherwise he was going to occupy this hill and just shoot at me until I either move back or move up. So with that in mind, we'll want to grab light infantry to fill this forest as well. Okay, now we have 250 points remaining. What to do? I wish I had light artillery, but I don't, and I don't really love spending points on heavy artillery. If I take a unit of heavy artillery, just plunk it here, well, it'll just mean that if he has elephants, he won't move near them, and then I'll have the option of either moving forward and abandoning 36 points or sitting and watching him not attack me. Neither of these are desirable options. In the meantime, I will avoid making a choice by grabbing a couple units of Bedouin light horse. These guys are really useful for charging archers in the open. Okay, lancers, cheap lancers, some light cavalry, close fighters, and actually a good light infantry arm. I forgot about that. Okay. I could even bring evadey mounted archers. The elephant archer combination is really effective against that. I'll have to agonize for a bit here. Okay, so in the end I settled on 4 units of light horse. It's unfortunate that I have to rely on these 40-point nomad light horse. I normally don't like them because you pay 8 points for swordsmen and they still don't have impact capability. But because he can muster up to 5 units of light horse, I want to make sure that I don't lose control of the open spaces in between too much. Otherwise, I grabbed some nomad horse archers, non-light. Probably not the greatest against a massed Indian archer army, but they can shoot. And thematic lancers and archers, also probably a bit of a dangerous choice, but ultimately I thought more cheap and not as great quality cavalry was still a better investment than infantry that can't shoot, which would have to move forward once the enemy was in range, or Klebanophoroi, which can be disordered and broken up pretty easily by elephants. So we'll accept, shuffle our commands, and that's pretty much it. And then these light horse are going to be not so subtly hidden back here, at least out of sight initially. So what I'm most afraid of is a weighted attack onto this hill, which I'm not really ideally deployed to quickly seize. I mean, I could slow him down, but I don't think I could prevent him from taking it. If he does take it, I would have to choose between pushing aggressively to retake it while fighting uphill, or falling back out of bow range of the hill itself, which falling back is always dangerous. If he deploys straight across, that's okay, we could push forward. If he tried to hit this forest, that would also be okay. I'd be happy to attempt to seize this hill and then kind of pivot around while fighting a delaying action with my medium foot and lights in the wood. So we'll see what he does. Right then, let's see his deployment. Archers to disrupt, lancers to follow up with a charge. Makes sense. Well, let's continue to creep forward here then. Open flank, or open-ish, might be able to take some advantage. Let's see, do we want the general on the cavalry or on these infantry? On the cavalry then. Okay. We could attempt to fight for this ground if we wanted to. Let's at least shuffle in that direction. We're out of command and control. Okay. And we will wait to bring out the light cavalry for at least one more turn. I want to try to defeat his light wing so he can start concentrating fire on the archers if possible. Next turn. Oh! Alright, we're gonna have a standoff, aren't we? I'll have to decide what I want to do about that. I don't know if he would have a line of sight into this tile if I moved into it. Would we want to close? Not especially, but let's gain the high ground anyway. Let's see if I move here. 1, 2, 3 moves to gain the hill. We'll keep inching forward. Okay, and do I emerge with the cavalry to attack? Let's wait one more turn. I'll do that. Maybe he'll see them, maybe he won't. Anyway, it's not a huge surprise that I have units in here. So, we'll see if he moves, and if not, then I suppose we might begin moving. Elephants, that's going to be a problem. Next turn. Oh, is he going for the draw then? This would be the draw. Seems possible. Question is, do I care? A draw will be better than I usually get against Nosy Rat. Oh, I suppose I do care. This might be stupid, but nothing really. I have no explanation that's reasonable for that. Let's see if this gets him to turn around and fight in the open. If not, then what we're going to have to do is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 turns for our infantry to get into range. 1, 2, 3, 4. Might be tough to force an action, but we'll try. Next turn. Let's see what this movement is. Huh, so maybe he's going to stand and fight here then. Okay. I don't really know how to respond to this. I wonder how many more men he has than I do. Let's see, if we go to the casualties panel, it'll tell us. Casualties. About 1,200 more men, so 3 non-light infantry units worth. These lancers aren't going to be doing much against archers up in the hill, but just by being here, he does kind of prevent them from coming down. Well, let's inch forward just a little. Okay, that's good for now. I'm not inclined to just rush. Next turn. Anyone home? No. Okay. What do I do about that? Starting to be outnumbered in non-lights there. So we extend the line a touch. 1, 2. Would put us in range, unfortunately. Oh well. I'm going to try to get into position to goad him into moving. There, all cards are on the table now. What do you say? I asked Panther Boy if he took this army because I used him in Little Wars, and he said no, he just likes an army that's not an A-tier army for a challenge. Oh, well, look at him. I am not that brave. I did actually consider taking these guys in, but they can be effective, but they can also be very brittle. So I hesitate. Five units of lights to 5 units of lights. Can reveal our hand then, that's no big deal. Okay, and what do we do down here? I think we push our light infantry over to the side. Threaten a cavalry advance. And get our Dailami forward. In the meantime, Lancers forward and begin being irritating. I don't think this will cause a disruption unless he were sitting still next turn, which I doubt will be the... Oh, very nice. He'll be able to pull them to safety, but it does give me a little bit of freedom of movement on this flank, so I should probably try to capitalize. Next turn. It's kind of a problem. Theoretically, I could just move there. I don't know what good that would do me, though. Can risk a disruption on my horse archers, that's fine. Trying to stay out of reach of these master archers until I have to move in. I don't think I have to move in yet. Maybe I should while these elephants are disrupted. It's a lot of firepower. That slope is a nice advantage too. We'll inch forward. Actually, we should do is cover the light lancers on high ground, then inch forward. Right, so we're at extreme range now. We could get punished for this. But that's alright. If we die because we moved forward, it's an honorable death. Next turn. Oh, they already rallied. So my rush forward ended up not being any use at all. Question is, do I commit now or do I fall back? Well, we definitely do that just because we can. And run. Okay. I don't think I care for this. Now that they're rallied up, I don't think it's a good time for an assault. I suppose I could just try to catch them. Nope, you're screwed. Okay. Just fall back. Keep moving towards the center. That's the edge of range. Okay. We might commence a staring contest now and see which one of us can stare harder. If he comes out to shoot at me, I might get forced to move forward. Next turn. Let's see what our cowardice earns us. Oh, we'll lose some lights. That's for sure. Ooh. Alright, some skirmishing. Blocked in by our zones of control, but we evade, so that's okay. Yeah, run. What is it, more light infantry in here? I believe that's the case. Yeah. Shift over. Shift over. You're screwed. Throw some javelins before you die. Do I advance in the center? No, not yet. Instead, what we can do threaten the flank, then put some arrows downrange. Good. We could just shove them with the threat of the lancers. Or act a little bit of prudence here. Okay, that's good for now. We'll let this develop a little bit. And when we want to, we can turn these units back and push forward. There we go. Next turn. Oh, we appear to be losing the skirmish then. Alright. All back. Could free them up by doing something stupid. Alright, and we turn back. Do what? The range is 4. So we move 2. You shoot 2. Then they can fall back at a charge range. So we need to move forward 1. They shoot. Alright. Question is, do I want to move forward? One. Not especially. Not with this lurking here. I think I need to wait for this to develop a bit more and then start pushing it. But I could also just sit here having lost the skirmish battle as far as I can tell. Next turn. Thought I had that covered and I did not. Things going as they are on the flanks, it's looking suspiciously like I'm just going to have to advance. Really hoping for a check. No. They broke and I thought maybe could disrupt the other one too. Run! Let's let them get... Let's see what he does next turn. This is getting messy, and yet I don't feel compelled to move forward yet. We'll inch forward. We'll take a little bit of fire here, but it shouldn't be anything too serious. Next turn, these horse archers can turn around, and with the javelin men, they can try to delay this cavalry. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to disrupt these elephants again. I'm wondering if he's forgotten about my light horse, or if he's just ignoring them. But if he has forgotten about them, then in one turn we can pop out and start being threatening. Next turn. I wonder how badly my error here will cost me. Uh-huh. Makes sense. Okay, wheel about. Get light javelin forward. what to do. Do we withdraw or do we advance? I'm inclined at this point to do the brave and stupid thing, advance. Withdraw, and now we don't have to take any cohesion checks when we break. Alright, if we advance, it's going to have to be now. If we move here, can we? We can. Alright. That settles it then, we're doing it. So, let's see, what does that mean for movement? So if we move here, then next turn we can move here while we're still out of range. Or we could invite our cavalry as a juicy target. Even disrupted, they might be a match for these Indian Lancers if they're generaled up. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We will shoot, not because it's going to have any effect, but because I highly doubt that we'll have time to expend all of our ammunition. Into charge range, and advance. Now, the bright side of pushing up more with the cavalry would be if the archers fell back, they would disrupt. But not sure how inclined I am to get them shot to bits. Might be worth it if we can just get the infantry to close in. I'll think about it. Elephants are going to be a delicate situation. Unfortunately, we might need to sacrifice our Dailami foot. Okay, and it's also time for these guys to come out and draw some fire, if nothing else. Alright, now the question of the cavalry. This is really a key decision, and no matter what I do, I'll feel like I made the wrong move. So maybe there is no wrong decision. I'm gonna let my men stay here. And I'm once again wishing I brought the Klibenal Foroi along with me, because they could endure a storm of arrows and not disrupt. And we'll stay at a bow shot here and wait for light support to arrive. Next turn, Panther Boy wished me luck. There comes the zone of control lock. And the disruption. Very bad. But the alternative was a permanent staring contest, so we'll give it our best. Okay, that's fine. Good. Push into the archers, I'm hoping. Good. Should I do the same? Might be worth it. No dice. Held firm. Okay, do we dare to do this horrible thing? I think we must. And the question is, do we press our luck again? I think we do. Alright. Here, at least, we don't have to do anything that terrible. We can just charge in with our own cavalry. Then we push. Again. And we push. And I need to think very carefully about which way he could come from. If I turn this way... I need to be careful because if I move here, he could charge from this side and then flank from this side. So think about that. Meantime, let's open up. Held firm, come on. Damn it. Alright, press in. Good. We can cover, that's right. If we leave a giant gap here. Will we? Yep, we will. The lack of maneuverability really leaves me vulnerable to all sorts of shenanigans. Cutting the recording. Okay, so we do have to proceed with caution to avoid being auto-dropped. Which unfortunately means I'll be wasting this entire unit. I think I'll just turn it this way maybe, so it can gradually fill the gap that's going to open there. Alright. Withdraw. Covering nicely here. Is it worth it? No, I don't think it is. What if we move here? Nope. Here, though, that'll waste more time. Okay. At 5 to 4, I'm going to predict a loss by getting shot up and disrupted, particularly the rod troops. I know that's a bit ridiculous, but we'll see if I'm correct. Next turn, let's see how many more disrupts from archery we suffer. We stand, we hold the impact, we should be good. Alright. Bounced, perfect. That's gonna hurt. We held, but we still have 0 POA, because we are swordsmen. Ah! They were able to withdraw, which means we are going to get shredded by arrows. I'm actually okay with that. Hold. Alright. Okay. Pin them. And withdraw. What are we at? 130, so pretty close to auto break. Should I charge at this point? Set up the flank. Charge is terrible. Good, now we charge. Next turn we break them. This is unfortunate for our light infantry, but it is what it is. Do we shoot to frag or do we close to contact? It's a question at this point. Let's resolve that in a little bit. Straight into them. Good. Into the melee. Good. Get close. Probably break. Not yet. So this unit can cover the gap here, so he can't flank us. He will so ponderously get ready to move here. If we charge, we can't get shot at. It might be needed. This unit's been pretty severely weakened. I can get right into contact. Could even go for a potential frag. Now get into contact. Charge. And maybe... no, that gives him room to run away, unfortunately. How bad is this? Will depend on whose general dies first. It's a half arc, but it's worth it for the break rather. Disrupted, firm. Well, that's fine. Let's hack him down. Push up. Alright. Do you do anything? say get ready to finish these units. Okay, we have options here. We can charge any of these and get slaughtered, or charge the disrupted unit, or charge the steady unit. Good, good. How are we doing? Too early to tell. If this unit disrupts, that would be unfortunate. Where's the greatest danger? The greatest danger is here. Alright. Next turn. Let's see if we can pull ahead some. Ugh. Oh, lucky us. Alright, I'll take it. Raw troops. Disrupting yet. Oh, here come the elephants. Do they infect them with panic? No. Does set up the flank attack nicely, though, so we need to hope for a total collapse here. Ah, very irritating. Held firm, too bad. Who rallied? Oh. All my lights apparently decided that they are interested in fighting after all. Not low. Not low. Might be better to force a check here if we can, so that next turn we can charge and break them. What does this do for us? Probably nothing, but I think it's worth a try at this point. Straight into the archers. And disruption. Good. You know what I should have done is turn these Roskutatoi and archers here instead of shooting. Next time, I suppose. We could shove these along and see what that does for us. Disruption. Okay. Damn. Shove them off and see. Held firm. Too bad. Oh, why not? We've gained a 19-point lead. We're gonna eventually break this unit and this unit. Danger, this elephant could crash into our tagmatic lancers and they'll be pinned at least for a turn. It's pretty bad. This is going okay, although it's a real shame that we can't catch this fragged unit. We need more time here, unfortunately, before I can free up a good unit. Next turn. The only way he could save this fragged unit was to charge him with the archers there. Went for the infantry. I'm glad? Alright, maybe glad is a bit of an overstatement. Well done, but if we hold firm, doesn't matter because he blocked the charge. Oh no, there goes the center. Unless... Okay, we're gonna counter this obnoxiousness with some total obnoxiousness of our own. Good. No, will you just die now? Thank you. Alright. Actually... held firm. What if we... Nope. I assume it's just not possible. What if we charged? That's a good enough charge. We're doing it now. Ooh, we're so close to doing it here. If I move here, then here, then charge, then flank. What does that do for us? Double disruption. Might not save this unit, but it could. Or this unit. We could fall back. No. Damn, so we could still lose this block of units, but we made a horrible situation, well, slightly less horrible, I guess. Do we break? We do. Do we disrupt? We don't, but they don't move far enough. We're still disordered. Do I care? No, not really. Okay. Well. Damn it. Oh, they're so in the way. We have to waste time fragging them with missile fire. or not fragging them with missile fire. Well, move down because you're not doing anything right now. Run. Oh, well, goodbye then. Okay, we're up 25, which, you know, cool, but we could lose 2 infantry units next turn. So, you know, both of his fragged cavalry units are going to get away, which is really irritating. On the bright side, we are beginning to clean up here, so maybe we can get our light support in to clean up whatever mess is here. Hopefully these elephants pursue for a little bit longer so we can get our cavalry out of their charge reach, and hopefully our Roskutatoi hold the line. Next turn. Oh yeah, I guess that was bound to happen eventually. Hopefully not too much more of that sort of thing though. And, oh, interesting. Well, if I had to choose, although it will be a shame to lose them. Here we go. They hold firm. In the built-up area, I guess that makes sense. And he's locked in this unit now. It's never easy with Panther Boy. Okay. Well. Let's ride. It's bad impact, but if we, no. Well, can only hope that they survive for a little bit. What I should have done is charge them with these here and these here, but I was not paying as much attention as I should have. Good, then I will not waste my time getting these into action here. If I move here to get ready to charge, I could suffer cohesion failure when these guys break. I'm going to take that risk. Good. Charge or shoot? I think charge. Get that flank off. We need to move because these elephants are about to turn around. Good. That way next turn our Scutato and archers can move here to hopefully block this tile. Next up, see what this does for us. Auto break. Held firm. 328, so they are not even close to auto breaking. We could charge with the light archers, but they'll keep their facing because non-lights won't turn to face lights. So unfortunately, the best course of action is probably just to keep on shooting. Auto break them next turn. We're close to auto. Ooh. They're going to break next turn no matter what I do, I think. So we can either get ready to push into cover, or we can move here to not take the cohesion check. I think that's what I'll do. Okay, now we need to prevent this unit rear charging us, and unfortunately these archers will move up and they'll turn and we'll be threatened with a flank attack shortly. Unless, actually, I wonder if this blocks that. I don't think it does. However, that being said, if no units rally up, we'll win it this turn. But we'll see. Well, it looks like no rallies occurred. We got a thanks for the game. Alright. So this is a very interesting match, and I think they were... Well, there's three things to talk about. There's two key moments in the battle. There's the overall unit matchup. And... losing my train of thought. Well, oh yes, and there's what would have happened had he had a rally. Maybe we'll start with that. There is a decent chance that someone could have rallied up and this would have gone on. If that had happened, could I have lost? I don't think so, the way things were going. I would have won this combat here. And this was going to be messy, but I was going to, I think, eventually come out on top. These elephants would have caused trouble, but I think my Scutato and archers could have neutralized them. I did make a mistake here, though. I moved here so I wouldn't have to cohesion check, but I'm out of command and control, so I couldn't turn to face this way. So that meant that had I broken here, my next move would have been to turn, and his next move would have been to charge me in the flank here. It would have been a disaster unless I broke these Indian archers by auto break and it fragged them and then they broke. Not very likely. So had the battle gone on, I would have lost at least 2 units here, and this unit being raw could have disrupted too, so it could have been a full-on disaster on the left wing. That being said, because I'm ahead and getting further ahead on the right, I think had he rallied up, there was a decent chance that this could have gone to one of those horrendous 40 or 50 to 60 bloodbaths, but I think I still would have won. Going backwards in topics, and there's the overall matchup. The raw Scutato and archers worked out pretty nicely. So, defensive spearmen 50, and armor plus 25, and quality minus 25. So ultimately, they're at plus 50 over the archers before the combat strength modifier comes in which they tend to be down compared to the archers because they tend to suffer more casualties in the lead up due to full bow versus half bow. But still, for a 27-point unit, they did pretty well at fighting 36-point Indian archers. Furthermore, Panderberg could have fielded more elephants, and that would have been dangerous to my expensive cavalry, but it also would have shortened his line and limited the number either of lancers that he could zone control lock with or archers that he could shoot with. I see why he didn't get more elephants, although I wonder if maybe he shouldn't have got one more to just fill out the line a little bit. I think overall, I would say the Byzantine list has the advantage in this matchup because of the 50% bow units that can both shoot archers, even if they're hiding in terrain, and engage effectively in melee, and the lancers that are superior to the Indian lancers, which are average and protected. Finally, for 2 key moments, the first key moment was right before the general advance into contact. I almost made the same sort of stupid mistakes that lost my game, or at least prematurely lost my game, against Harley in Assyrians versus Byzantines, where I almost trundled all my scutatoi forward at such angles due to their unmaneuverability that Panther Boy could have used admittedly kind of brutal charges of archers into defensive sphere to set up flank attacks and rip up my center. I noticed that in time to not do it, and I accepted an extra round of shooting in some areas in order to keep the line dressed. So that was disaster by stupid mistake avoided. Next up, the key moment was here, when Panther Boy forced his archers into melee by blocking their withdrawal after a bad impact and then got a flank attack off on me. This whole area was at risk, but I luckily countered it by doing something similar, moving my light horse in, blocking them in with these scutatoi, so that I could get a flank attack off on the unit he had there. And that kind of saved this whole sector. So, an exciting match, as it always is against Panther Boy. And I will also add that I had considered the Indian Hindu North list myself, having used it recently in Carvan's Little Wars tourney. It's a good list. There's lots of Lancers for zone of control locks. The archers, give you a certain amount of options in both attacking and defending, and elephants. But ultimately, I blinked and I chose not to add them to my list because I'm such a glass cannon type army. And if a general melee like this breaks out, you're in trouble. And I did not trust myself to be able to avoid this kind of general melee. So I am very curious to see how Panther Boy does, particularly against opponents and armies that I did poorly against using this Byzantine list, to see if he can get a sort of different edge going with a very different army, which is generally not considered A tier for the league. So, a good game to Panther Boy, as always, and till next time.